In 12 career games with Jimmy Butler, Stephen Curry is averaging almost 31.6 assists and 4 rebounds a night, while shooting 50% from the field, 42 from 3, and 91 from the line. This is not the same Steph Curry from the past 2 seasons that looked heartbroken and had no hope for success. This is 2022 Finals MVP Stephen Curry, and he now looks to be a top 5 player in the league once again after he sort of fell off for the past year and a half. The Golden State Warriors as a team have a top offensive rating and an elite defensive rating, and it is as clear as ever that the Golden State Warriors can win the championship this season for the first time all year. Sure, the Warriors had a hot start to 2025, but did we really believe the team could compete for a title? Not really. Now they are, and we need to explain why in this week's episode. In case you missed it, the weekly recap on this channel that drops every Monday at 3. The biggest weakness of the Warriors has been their lack of size. There's no way around that. I mean, they don't have a true center that is a big shot-blocking lob threat that most teams have that contributes to teams having top offenses and, most importantly, top defenses. Right now, the Warriors do not have that, yet their defense has been unreal of late. They switch everything, and despite being undersized, their physicality allows them to be hyper-aggressive and switch a lot and implement schemes on the court rather than doing them through timeouts. They adjust like crazy on the fly, and it all stems from their high IQ. Like watching the games, the on-the-court adjustments a team makes without them being called out from the sideline does wonders for throwing off opposing offenses. It confuses them and causes dysfunction as it takes a second to identify what the Warriors are in, what they are doing, and it drains the shot clock and forces teams to rush and play unorthodox basketball. This is the collective IQ of the Warriors team that has made them such a nightmare defensive matchup, despite on paper looking like a disaster. When Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond are on the court together, you have 3 of the smartest players in the NBA on both ends of the floor, uniting under one, getting the best out of the young, inexperienced players that play next to them. And combining it all, you get a team that is playing great defensively. Sure, they haven't played Cleveland, Boston, LA, Denver, nor OKC yet, but they have dominated everyone else in the tier right below those 5 teams. And watching how dominant they have been, there is no reason why the team won't be competitive with those 5 when they play. The defense is unmatched with the IQ they play with at the positions they are limited at, then to combine it with their versatile wings, not to mention, they still don't even have one of their best wings in Jonathan Kuminga, who has not played in the Jimmy Butler era yet. And that defense, it just keeps getting better and keeps building up. Offensively, Stephen Curry is playing out of his mind, as we have highlighted his stats of late. But the efficiency of this team at every level is where things are crazy. 3-point shooting is never a question for this team. The thing that's taken a change is obviously the way they've been generating 2-point baskets, and that is exactly what they are doing now in the Butler era. Playing with a player like Jimmy allows for more cutting and enhances the 2-point potential of the team, and allows them to get more free throws, which has also been a weakness of the team. The offense is completely balanced now, and it has only made the 3-point shooting even stronger as their biggest strength. There are no limits to their offense, and maintaining the connection and chemistry of the team will only make them more dangerous on that end. The scariest part of the offense, though, is simply the fact they haven't developed their team chemistry to the fullest yet. This Golden State Warriors team will get better before it gets worse. There's no way around that. They don't have full chemistry, and they're still doing this to teams. Imagine what's going to happen when the chemistry is at 100. Golden State is an elite offensive and defensive team right now, and that combination is deadly and is exactly why no one wants to see them in the playoffs. Then you factor in how Jimmy Butler hasn't even been in full takeover mode yet, and the second we see that, the second the team takes another leap. There's reasons to be concerned about the Warriors, as they could just be in a honeymoon phase, but at the end of the day, history matters. And the history of the franchise, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler makes them as serious as can be imagined. This Warriors team is not for show. It's not a joke. This team is legitimate, and I want to make it clear that the Warriors do have a strong chance of winning, and every team is terrified of this team. It's no mistake. Like, they are an elite top-tier contender right now, and any doubt about it is just simply ignoring what we're seeing. Charles Barkley said we need to keep the attention on the Cavaliers and Thunder. This week I have something to say about Cleveland, and before I say it, I just need it to be known that I've been as positive as possible about this team in every video I've mentioned them in of late. I want that to be abundantly clear. With that being said, the Cleveland Cavaliers do have a glaring issue. In crunch time, the team has had certain chemistry issues, and instead of having a go-to offense to end and close out a game, they try and diversify and move the ball around, and in theory, that is a great way to approach a game, but to end one, that isn't the best approach. You look at all the champions of the past few seasons, the closeout offense is established and known. Right now, the Cavs have a cluster, and the ball will be in Garland's hand, then back in Mitchell's, and then it alternates rather than just emphasizing Mitchell. I hope in the playoffs the Cavs put the ball in Mitchell's hands specifically down the stretch of games, as he is the best player and is a great closer. I am under the assumption that this will be the case, but I can't confirm that right now because this isn't how Cleveland has approached late game situations, which doesn't scream confidence. At the same time, though, they have been pretty successful all year, so maybe I'm just overreacting to little things here, but they do become turnover prone down the stretch, and I don't want to see that happen to this team because again, turning the ball over in crunch time often leads to points for the other team, and you don't want to give the other team other points. So that's just something to keep an eye on with this Cavs team. I am very confident in them. I just want to see this issue corrected soon. In Oklahoma City Monday night, the Houston Rockets fell to the Thunder by 9 points. No Sengun, Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet, nor Dylan Brooks. Yes, the only starter that played was Jalen Green, but somehow the Rockets were able to keep the game close. This happened because they gave minutes to their young players that can actually score the ball through themselves and are not reliant on the creation of others. Cam Whitmore dropped 27 and 11 in the game, while Reed Shepherd had 25 points with 5 assists. These two showed out against the best defense in the league, and that team was fully healthy. The next night, they played a defensively challenged Pacers team and could not score the basketball, and they limited the minutes of those young players that just showed out against the Thunder. I know that there are reasons for this as the two players have deficiencies, but my goodness. Houston's biggest flaw as a team is their offense, as they do not score the basketball well enough to be taken seriously. So why is the team handicapping themselves to this extent by not giving these 2 minutes? Specifically, honestly, I just want to specify Cam Whitmore not getting minutes. He does not get a competent number of minutes. Every time he plays, he shows out, and he is a solution to the team's biggest problem. I don't care about how bad his IQ is at times. What he does can help the Rockets reach their ceiling, and right now they are sitting at their floor. I needed to get that off my chest, so sorry about that, but yeah, I just don't get why Cam Whitmore can't get at least a reasonable amount of minutes, since he looks amazing every time he plays. I don't understand it. The offense of the Rockets is the reason why I don't take them serious, and they have a clear solution. Well, not the full solution, but he would help address it. Absolutely no sense in this decision, in my personal opinion. Not saying I know more than Ime Udoka. I'm just really wondering specifically why he doesn't get the minutes. That's more of my question. That's more of the reason I'm ranting about it. Some significant injuries this week to note before we talk about the highlights of the week. Jalen Brunson is out for at least 2 weeks with an ankle injury, which is major for the Knicks, because this may be the chance to see if the Knicks can find someone to elevate their offensive production before he comes back, since they need to establish their third option. The surging hot Lakers just lost LeBron to a groin injury too, and this could have major implications on seeding, as the Lakers may drop off if they don't find success without him. Luckily, they have Luka though. Player spotlights for the week. James Harden had his first 50 ball in years. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard combined for 80 points in a game this week. Josh Giddey over his last 8 games is averaging 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists while shooting 54% on 4.5 attempts per game from 3. And Nikola Jokic, man, what the hell? 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists in a game. The first game with those stats in NBA history. Absolutely insane performance. Your awards of the week 20 are as follows. Jalen Brunson is your MVP. Brandon Williams of the Dallas Mavericks is your surprise player of the week. The team of the week is the Red Hot Warriors, who went 4-0. And the worst team of the week is the Knicks, as they really struggled all week. I hope you all enjoyed the week 19 episode of In Case You Missed It. If you want to see my power rankings that I update weekly, they're on the screen. And now I'm going to talk to you about something. If you want to see the first video I ever made that is positive on the Lakers, click on last week's episode of In Case You Missed It, which is in the upper left. And if you want to know my answer to the question, who can actually win the 2025 NBA championship, click on the video on the upper right as I eliminate teams and tell you the 6 teams who can actually win it. Y'all stay safe, have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.